It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means.
January 6th, 2021. Violence, chaos.
To the Constitution, not your paycheck!
We were invited here! We were invited! Hey, we were invited here!
They swore an oath to the Constitution!
They're leaving so you can take care. They're leaving so you can
We were invited by the President of the United States!
waiting on their brothers, man.
January 6th, 2021. A dark, ominous, and dangerous chapter in the history of this great nation of ours. This dark day was fueled by lies and Donald Trump, with the help of a mob of extremists who attempted through violence and a coordinated attack on the United States Capitol to stop a legitimate, legal election that spoke to what the voters wanted. Those who want to dismantle our form of government continue to lie and create chaos. It's up to us to make sure that January 6th never happens again.
The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes. This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me. If you would be so kind as to do that. Sorry for that, such a dramatic pause there. I got thumbs up from Jolie. Hey, Jolie. Thank you so much. Now I know you guys can hear me. Here we are, January 7th. It's 9:18 a.m. Pacific time zone. The day after the 4-year anniversary of the Jan 6 insurrection that was led and instigated by our incoming president. I believe I have a bit of a cold. Seems like I always have a cold. Some of you say it might be lactose intolerance. I don't know, but I'm stuffed up. Sorry about that. Sorry about being late. I apologize. I had some personal business I had to take care of. But anyhow, good morning to you all. I thought I would play that footage, even though yesterday was the anniversary of January 6th, obviously. But we didn't have a show yesterday. So that's what I led with. And I just think that it's so wrong. So wrong. There's something very wrong. Something very wrong here. We see the footage. We see what these assholes did to our capital. The threats they made, and the person that started it all is going to be the president again. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense. Anyhow, let me just say hello to the chat. It looks like Rosanna was first in the chat, so good morning to Rosanna. I do have a goal thingy set to see if I can get see if we'll activate the chat filter so I can go from top messages to all messages. But right now I'm stuck in top messages. AM's here, so AM hopefully. And now I know these have been posted quite a while ago now. Maybe I don't know if everyone is still here or not. Hopefully you are. Paul Burrows is here. Looks like. And we got. Now I got to scroll back again. Paul Burrows, I woke up this morning. The sun was gone. Put on some music to start my day. Closed my eyes and slipped away. Good morning, truckies. That little bit there from Paul Burrows. Roxanne Epstein. Roxanne Epstein is here. Good morning to Roxanne. I think we have a couple of Roxannes. We got some Rosannas. We got some Roxannes. Roxanne says, good morning. Good morning back at you. And then Roxanne continues and says, just listen to Pissed Off Bartender. He cracks me up. Was talking about Hulk Hogan getting booed last night. Deservedly so. I bet. I bet it was deserved. All these maggots and all these performers and celebrities or whatever, if they're going to be maggots, then they deserve to be soundly booed, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. We got Big Dogs in here. Big Dog NC. Hello, Big Dog. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the driver's lounge today. And we got Aaron West. All right, so Aaron's here, and I know Jolie is here. Now, I was trying to do a little share real quick. I was going to share out the show, and I was remiss in doing that earlier. And so I'm doing it now. I'm doing it now, and it's taking up some of my time here. It makes me a bit distracted, I guess, when I'm doing this. I'm going to share the show out to Blue Sky. Good old Blue Sky. If you guys aren't on there, you should check it out. It's a great alternative to X. I'm sure you guys have heard about it by now, but so I'm over there on X. I think I have 18 followers over there now. 1,800, I mean. All right, so there's that. Let's see. Let me go back over here. I'm going to just share. I'm hitting the share button here real quick. Although, I should be just paying attention to you guys more, but let's see here. I'll do one more. I believe we might be broadcasting or multicasting to I believe I'm on Facebook and Twitch right now also, in addition to YouTube. Guys, I apologize. I gotta blow my nose. I know this is not what you want to see, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I just gotta do it. I mean, where else can you go? on the internet and watch a guy blowing his nose. Now there might be other sites where you can see other things being blown, but not. No. I should. I was out of bounds. I was out of bounds on that. Okay, so let's see. Where was I at? Every time I did the share button, it would scroll back up. So hopefully I'm back to the beginning. Let's see. We got Roxanne Armfield. See, there is Roxanne Armfield and Roxanne Epstein. I told you we had two Roxannes. I told you. We have a couple of Tims. We have a couple of Steves, I think. And we got a couple of Roxannes. And you guys are great for being here. Roxanne Armfield says, I hope you are having a good morning, Big Dog. Paul Burrows and Rosanna. Big Dog's saying hello to everybody. I'm just skipping on down. There's Jolie. So we got Jolie, Aaron, the Mod Squad. AM's here. Alvin Stube saying good morning to everybody. Tamara Price. Good morning to Tamara. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us here in the old Driver's Lounge. Skipping on down. Nick Rich 56 is here. I always reverse it for some reason, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alvin Stube, I said hello already. Big Dog, did truckers power go out again? No, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Something kind of relating. Goal created. Oh, that was the goal. Okay. 3 of 5. Still haven't got the chat filter. I do think. See, I was feeling bad about putting it at a $10 one because I don't. It just sounds like I'm trying to, get $10, but. I really do think that the one that activates the chat filter is the $10 one. So, I don't know. Anyhow, Doug G's here. Big Dog's here. It says, Big Dog, I've stayed up till 2 a.m. watching the Desert Drifter videos. Very calming, very cool. The Trek Planner is cool, too. Invisible's here. Hey, Visible says, Stephanie is the only woman that made me wish that I was a woman. That I was a woman. Stephanie, you talking about Stephanie Miller, Stephanie Rule, Stephanie Johansson, Stephanie Gunderson, Stephanie, I don't know. Mike H is here. Hey, Mike, haven't seen Mike in a while. Thanks for being here. Do appreciate you. All right, so we did get chat filter activation. We have just achieved chat filter activation. Thank you very much. I do see we got a $4.99 chat. Maybe that was the one that did it. The $4.99. So now I'm able to go to all messages. Thank you to Mike H. It was Mike. I think it was Mike H. So Mike H. and all the other chatters, you guys get a nice yippee. All those super chats in there. We see Mike H. Big Dog 199. I see that one there. Mike H. with a 99-cent one. Apparently. That works. So now we're on all messages, but now I can't scroll all the way to the top or all the way where I was at. So right now, as far as reading the chat, I'm where it's for Tsunami Bit. It says, "At me, I will block you." So I don't know what happened previous to that. I'm the chat function is weird and iffy, but that's where I'm at. So if I skipped you, I didn't say hello to you, or if there's something that you said that you wanted me to address and I did it, it's really kind of out of my control. But I do see Bonnie Thompson here, sick of corrupt Dims, really. So I'm mid-thread now, guys. I don't know what you guys were talking about. You might want to re-update me if there's something pertinent. Liberal Dan's here. Hey, Liberal Dan, good to see Liberal Dan. Thanks for being here. Thanks for playing. I don't know. Thanks for coming on in and hanging out with us. Jolie's here for follow Trucker John's Blue Sky. There's Chris Doug. Let's dump Robert Perez. Oh no, let's jump Robert Perez. The Dolphins. We don't want to dump Robert Perez, but I don't know if we're going to jump him or not either. The Dolphins will guide us to safe harbor. Tsunami Bit. I like to share. Thank you, Tsunami Bit. I do appreciate you. It says I thank you for your stream. Well, thank you for being here because. It's because of folks like you that I do this and that this is even here. We got William says Hulk Hogan ratted out Jesse Ventura when he wanted to start a union. Teresa TAK is here. Good to see Teresa. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking on in. Nick Ridge says, what's with people having long channel names? It makes it tough to highlight their name. I know, and I'm such a slow typer, and I'm clumsy, and I do typos. That's why a lot of times if I see someone in the chat, in another chat, and I say hi to you, I'll just shorten the name because otherwise I'll be typing for an hour, you know. And so, anyhow, it is what it is. See, I don't need a soundboard. I just do my own little things, you know. It is what it is. Now, it's not as good as if I had a soundboard. Anyhow, we got Robert's here. So here's Big Dog with a $1.99 super sticker or super chat, I guess is what it is. Thank you so much, Big Dog. Tax-free tip to the driver's lounge snack bar. I do appreciate you. Big Dog, it's a yippee! And then here's Mike H. again with the 99-cent one here. So I'll give you a yippee for that one. Yippee, Mike H. And I'm just getting caught up here in the chat. Tsunami Bits here, as previously noted. Liberal Dance here. Some might say John showed us Ollie Booger, but it's not. But you deserve a drum sting. Like I said, I don't need a soundboard. I do my own, man. I do my own. But Mike H, there's the other 99 center. Thank you, Mike H, and coming in with those 99 centers. But I think the one that activated my chat filter was this one right here, the $4.99 super sticker deal by Mike H. Thank you so much. Yippee to Mike H. All right, so let's see. Sejas here. Where are the Fruity Pebbles? I know. I just made a quick sandwich. I was on a call this morning. I had a fucking thing going on. I was on a call, and I literally didn't hang up on the call until 9:02, and I'm supposed to start here at 9, right? And I haven't had any breakfast, no coffee, no nothing. So while my little intro was playing, I made myself a coffee. There you go. And I just slapped together a quick sandwich. And I'm out of bread, so I had to use a hamburger bun. But actually, the hamburger bun was good, pretty good. I just made a quick. It's basically a turkey and cheese sandwich. I knew I had to get something in me, or I will fade. Elizabeth Fernandez here. Good morning, Trucker John. Good morning to you, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking on in the driver's lounge. Paul Burrow says Judge Cannon just blocked Jack Smith report. I hate Eileen Cannon. I really do. I really do hate her. The list of hate. Here's my list of hate. Donald Trump is probably top of the list, and then everybody else that does his bidding. Okay, let's put that down there. You know, someone needs to leak that. Just leak it. Leak the report, Jack. Come on, Jack. Anyhow, MJ Daniels here. I'm just going down the list real quick here. You guys are giving me some greetings. Bonnie Thompson, good to see Bonnie in the old driver's lounge. Robert Perez says, Johnny, with your yellow T-shirt you're wearing, you look like a melted stick of butter. It's supposed to be white. I don't know what's going on with my color stuff here, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Anyhow, Bonnie Thompson, laughing out loud, he probably blocked me. Okay, mid-thread. I'm mid-thread on that. I don't know what's going on there. There's Zolda Zin, $2 super chat. FAFO Trumpers. Thank you, Zolda Zin. I agree wholeheartedly. Fuck around and find out, you Trumpers. Big Dog, dang autocorrect. I know. I hate that too. I'm always having problems with that. Bonnie Thompson, I do not give an F about being blocked. I don't know who's blocking who. You know, whatever. That's between you guys, I guess. But just let's get along. Let's get along. Nick Rich says, "I'm glad. I'd gladly use my case full name if it wasn't so disgusting." Let's come on. Yeah, whatever. Hey, the Soul Crafts here. Egg says, "Me too. I do exactly the same sometimes." Good to see the Soul Craft coming on into the old driver's lounge. Invisible Riley is here. It says Cannon blocked the release of Smith's report, calling on the 11th Circuit. What do they have to hide? What do they? if there's nothing to hide, then why would they block it, right? Or why would they block the release? What have they got to hide? They're hiding something, right? They don't want people to know what a traitor Trump is, I guess. Guess we just don't want to know what a traitor Donald Trump is. They're so afraid. But hell, we already know. We know he took the documents out. He smuggled them out, stuck them in between pages of magazines, put them behind picture frames. I mean, no one does that if they had the right to take the shit in the first place. We all know that he had top secret military, top classified, military documents, and he was spreading them around and showing them to everybody. The people that voted for Trump, I don't think they give a fuck anyhow. I don't know, I don't think they really give a fuck. But it should be out there. Still. Hey, David in Grand Prairie, Texas. Good to see you. Says, you little devil. TJ, morning all. What is this chat function? Okay, so on my device, I'm watching the show on an iPad. That's how I watch the show. That's how I read the chat. And on your devices, if wherever you're watching, you probably have a chat filter. I apologize. I think I'm going to be blowing my nose and sneezing the whole show, probably. I don't know if these are allergies. I don't know if I just have a perpetual cold. I don't know. I've never been known to have allergies, but I've heard you can get allergies even when you're old. Like, even if you didn't have them, you can start getting them, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, okay, so the chat function. So you have a little chat filter, right? It says top messages, all messages, and for me, it has one for fan funding. For some reason, I don't get a chat filter on my device. Neither one of these, my iPhone or my iPad, when I'm doing the show on my channel. If I go to my other channels, I have Feet on the Dashboard and I have Fowler's Wrath. If I go to one of those channels, the chat filter's there. On this iPad and on the iPhone, when I'm on anybody else's live stream, I have a chat filter where I can go from top messages to all messages. But for some reason, when I'm doing my own show, I have no chat filter. But what I've discovered is that, like what happened today, Mike H., I think it was the $4.99 super sticker or super chat. When he did that, the chat filter all of a sudden magically shows up. And now, but only it's a one-time deal. As soon as I went to chat filter, I switched to all messages. The chat filter is gone now. And I have no idea why. It's the weirdest thing. And I've gone around with YouTube, with their supposed support. I've sent them screenshots. I've screen videos where I did a screen video of it, and I've got it on, and I've explained it over and over, and they've supposedly checked it out, and they said that it's fine. There's nothing, there's nothing on their end. So anyhow, David, hope that answered the question. Now, Big Hook says Merrick can redact the defendants' names and can pull a Bill Barr on Cannon and give the public the full Smith reports. Merrick Garland, you mean the guy who has apparently no balls? He ain't got no balls. Hey, Merrick Garland, where's your balls? Merrick Garland, this is Trucker John. He's telling you need to grow some balls, son. Merrick Garland ain't gonna do shit. He's the fucking milkiest milquetoast motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. As I sit here blowing my nose. Okay. Look at there. We got Chris Doug with a $4.99 super stack. So thank you so much, Chris Doug. Yippee to Chris Doug. And Mike H $9.99. And now you're going above and beyond. Thank you so much, Mike H. I do appreciate you. So you get a yippee, yippee. You get a few yippies for that one. Thank you so much for the super stickers. You guys are awesome. But I am in all messages now, and the goal has been achieved. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. What was what's his face? Luca or whatever. What was Andy Kaufman, right? Thank you very much. Anyhow, Christine Weibel's here. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in to the Driver's Lounge. Soulcraft says, I hate that Trump brings out the hate in me. I know, really. I don't want to be a hateful person. I was always taught that hate is, you're not supposed to hate and all that kind of stuff. But you know what? I've always hated Hitler. I've always said, fuck that. I'm going to hate someone like a Hitler. And now I'm putting Donald Trump on my hate list for sure. Let's see. We got just skipping down to the chat here a little bit. Lots of greetings and all this kind of stuff. Things of this nature. Teresa TAK says at the Soulcraft, Trump already did back in 2016, especially hatred for him. Yeah. Barney Thompson's here. Barney says white hat hackers need to jack the report. White hat hackers, what's the one with the mask? The whatever, those guys, whatever, yeah. Anonymous, I guess. Somebody, come on, man, get on that. Butterflies are free is here. Hey, good to see Butterflies are free. What's up, Trucker John and chat? Hope you all are having a good day. I'm trying. I'm between being late on the show, starting the show, and blowing my nose. We'll get it though. We'll get it going here. Jonathan Earl's here. Hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Thanks for coming on into the Driver's Lounge. Says, hey guys, I couldn't take any more of Trump's live press conference. I don't know if I'll ever regain those brain cells I lost. When was that? Was that today? I don't know when that was. Butterflies are free says it's going to be a great day. That's the spirit. That's what I like to hear. MJ Daniel says people who voted Republican or did not vote, the U.S. is about to enter the find out phase. You're right, exactly. So for those of us that did the right thing and we voted for Kamala Harris, all we can hope to do, I guess, is try to lay low and not get caught up in any of not become collateral damage, so we because we're going to get caught up in it too, unfortunately. But still, whenever something happens, we need to remind these Trump voters that this is what you guys voted for. This is what when they start rounding up people and going to these mass deportations, we need to remind people this is what you voted for. When the price of eggs doesn't go down, this is what you voted for. He lied to you. He lied to you. Donald Trump lied to you big time, and you fell for it. And it's one thing to go, well, all politicians lie. Okay, but if that's true, then why did you believe Trump? Why did you believe him? Because people believed. Because a lot of people are having buyer's remorse. They're having second thoughts or whatever. They're Googling what's a tariff and is it too late for me to change my vote? And yes, unfortunately, it is too late for you to change your vote. So we need to remind them, this is what you voted for. When the GOP tries to take away your Social Security, this is what you voted for, all you old people that voted for Trump. When they try to take away your Medicare, this is what you voted for. all you Medicare eligible people that voted for Trump. I'm just skipping on down here. Hey, there's Tim Farrell. Good to see you, Tim. It says hi, gang. Good to see you in the driver's lounge. MJ Daniel, reality winner, got 5 years in prison, and the Rosenbergs were hung in the 50s. Were they hung or were they electrocuted? Anyhow, but they were. I believe they were executed. Yeah, I thought they were in the electric chair. Anyhow, Soulcraft says manga are rule or ruin. Rule or ruin. Invisible Riley says Cannon blocked the DC case, not the case she had. It'll be overturned by the 11th Circuit. Oh, that's weird, huh? I still hate her. Bonnie Thompson says in 2 years, White House staff will be hiding Trump from the public. I thought you were going to say in 2 years, the White House staff will be hiding from Trump. It's going to be interesting, though. It's still interesting. You know, the old Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. Well, I think we are living in interesting times. That's for sure. Butterflies are free. I couldn't watch his whatever you call it. I listened to about 5 minutes or less. This was plenty. Was that today? Was he on today? Because I really don't listen to him either, unless Hal plays him. You know, that's about it. Chris Doug says Trump just gave a rambling press conference and would not rule out using military force in Panama and Greenland. The Pentagon will shut him down as soon as he takes office. So isn't this the guy who always was talking about how he doesn't start wars, there were no wars under him, and that Joe Biden is a warmonger and all this bullshit, and that now he's coming out saying he wants to invade all these places? What the fuck is up with that, man? Christina Weibel has a cold too, so we can commiserate here. Big Dog says, my iPad is so old and slow. All I use it for is Monopoly. Monopoly Go. Chris Doug says, sinus infections are winter's revenge. I don't know if I have a sinus infection. I don't know. Is getting like congested and full of snot. Is that the signs of are those the symptoms of a sinus infection? Butterflies are free. iPhones are different than Android. Yeah. Different operating system, right? Christina Weibel, I'm watching on a Samsung tablet and have a chat folder. Like I said, I have the chat filter for everything else. Every other live stream. I can go on Liberal Dan. I can go anywhere, and I have a chat filter. I just don't have a chat filter on my own live stream. That is the weirdest thing. Butterflies free. You need moisture in the air. You know, I do use a CPAP machine, and I use it without water. If you're familiar with CPAP machines, you know that they have a little water reservoir that you put in, and that's supposed to be like a kind of like a humidifier, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. But I found that it was just a hassle always putting water and making sure you get like distilled water. So I've been for many years now. I've just been using it without water. Maybe I need to switch and go back to water, using it with water. Teresa says, I am hoping Trump cannot run again in 2028. Well, he can't, Teresa. But I do not feel if he's alive, he'll be healthy enough, or they will let him. He cannot. He can only serve 2 terms. This is his second term. That's it. He's done. Let's see. Bonnie Thompson, I like Hall's couch drops and Vicks. Oh yeah, I don't need that. I whatever. I'm just congested, and it's post nasal drip. I don't know. Remember the old post nasal drip thing? Christina Weil, Merrick Garland, no balls. No balls. You got no balls. Hey, Merrick Garland, where's your balls? Well, you got them locked up in a drawer somewhere. Hey, Merrick Garland, you need to get that key. Unlock that drawer. Put your balls back on, son. Anyhow, now my fingers are sticky because there was, like, I don't know, creamer? I don't know. Butterflies free. I'm on my phone, still doing chores. Get your chores done. Come on now, get them chores done. Liberdan says, my ex-girlfriend's mother was like in her late 50s, early 60s, developed an allergy to shrimp. Wow. Yeah, see, I guess it's adult onset allergy. Is that how far I am behind in the chat, by the way? I was talking about this 20 minutes ago. I must be really behind. Nick Rich says, I cut my cable decades ago, just the internet for me on my cell phone. See, I use Cox cable internet here because cell signal is like zero. I found that out. Well, I already knew that, but it was really brought home when I had that little power outage on Saturday of how in this unit, and when you're in the actual apartments, their cell signal is shit, and you have to have Wi-Fi. Now I could just get Cox's Wi-Fi and not get the cable part of it, right? I think, right? But anyhow, so I got the package with Cox. This is not sounding great. Where I got the cable and I got the home internet. But anyhow, so that's what I got. But I guess I could. I guess it would reduce the price if I got rid of the cable. But I watched the cable channels for sports. But I mean, I could cut the cable and just do like Apple TV, which now that's like $80-something a month. I think that's pretty outrageous. There's different things you can do. There's NFL, because I like watching NFL, so I could pay $200 a year or thereabouts for the NFL package. There's things you can do. There's ways of doing it. Anyhow, let me see here. Chris Doug says Trump's mental and physical health will deteriorate rapidly. His second term is quite limited. Pandemic ruined him. His first term, his poor health will ruin his second term. Who was it that said? It was one of the YouTubers, I guess. Who was it that said it? You guys probably all saw it. I thought it was really cool, or not cool, but very kind of fitting. Although I disagree. I mean, too, but somebody said like Americans have the choice between a I can't remember how they worded it. I don't want to butcher it. It'll come to me, I guess. Chris Doug says, I don't hate Trump. I just don't want him to be president of our country. Well, I do hate Trump. I hate the motherfucker. I'm really behind in the chat, by the way. Indivisible Riley says, I never actually hated anything before Trump. I thought, I know what hate is because Donocchio Quixote Trump Putin. Okay. Christina Weibel says it's only 50 degrees here in Florida where I am. So that's a real cold spell for you guys. Right now we're at 54 degrees here in Vegas. And our high is supposed to only be 58 degrees, but we're still running 5-6 degrees above normal. And like I said, this is the warmest warmest winter, almost feeling like summer, that I've ever experienced. Other than when I lived in Palm Springs, or I lived in Palm Desert, which is right next to Palm Springs. I lived there for a year when I was going to school there back in 1981. That was a pretty warm winter. It got a little chilly, but we had a pool in the backyard, and I remember actually swimming in January, although it was cold. But I remember doing it just so I could say, "Hey, I'm swimming in January," and it was cold. The water was freezing because I don't think I forget if we had a heated pool or if we used a solar blanket or whatever. I forget now, but or nothing. It was a rental we were renting, and but I remember me as a challenge. Me and like I've said before, if you guys remember, I was going to school, playing football. I rented a 3-bedroom house in Palm Desert, and we had 5 of us living in there. And my 4 roommates were 4 dudes from Brooklyn, New York. And so you can imagine, I guess, I mean, these guys were crazy. They were fun. I mean, I have fond memories. Those guys were fun to live with. And I remember just as a challenge, I remember it was January and we were out by the pool. No one really had the intention of swimming, but it was warm enough and sunny, and we were out by the pool having a couple of beers. And I'm like, I'm going to jump in the pool. Because I think, we've kind of felt the water, like, you dip your toe in or your hand in. And it was like ice cold. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm going in, man. So I go ahead and I jump into the pool. And then, and I'm going, yeah, it's great, come in. So I'm egging everybody on. So eventually everybody jumped in the pool. And then got out really quick, pretty much, because it was like ice cold. But at least, we could say, hey, because I go, now you can tell all your friends back in New York that you went swimming in January, So that was a fun moment from my college days. Anyhow, as I deal with my winter cold here, David and Grant Perry says heavy nose flow, Austin cedar fever taught me that my seasonal allergies could not stop dripping, dehydrated, and all balls shriveled too. Now that might have been a little TMI there, that the last part. I don't know. Do we really need to know that part? Well, I guess it's good to know, like, if I get that symptom or not. But I'm not like Merrick Garland. At least I got some balls. I think. I don't know. Butterflies are Free says, focus on getting better. I know I need to focus on it. I need to get more focused. Tom Bias is here, says, say how one Mike H was a friendly and the other was a troll. Christina Weibel says, yeah, it was at Mar-a-Lago for the next 4 years. I'm not listening or watching any of his speeches. Jonathan Earl says, right now, just this morning, so many lies, it jammed up my fact-checking machine. Yeah, there's probably like smoke coming out of it, right? Walter Makarovich is here. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Walter says, good morning, Trucker John. Glad to see you on Cliff's Edge chat yesterday. Just got done watching that shit show from Mar-a-Lago minutes ago. So apparently a lot of you guys watched it. I did not. Nothing but lie after lie. Well, get used to it. I mean, we know that the guy's a pathological liar. He can't not lie. Jojo Mojo Jojo, my favorite name on the internet's here. Hello, John and everybody. Hello, back at you. Good to see you over here. I am going to run out of tissue. I've just predicted. MJ Daniel says, I want to make a shirt with I told you so on it. Yeah, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. As old as it says, I'll be stocking up on avocados. Yeah, because I guess those are going to go through the roof price-wise. Non-Useful's here. Hey, Non-Useful. Good to see you. Non-Useful says, this is what you voted for. T-shirts on sale Amazon, $25. Yeah. I should make my own special little Trucker John T-shirt that says that. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to get back into my design thing and design some shirts. Nick Rich 945. So what does that make me? 14 minutes behind, I guess. Is that right? Yeah. Bonnie Thompson says dumb MF MAGAs didn't realize it was always a class war to help the billionaires and millionaires. They were just divide and conquer, right? Right, Bonnie? It's divide and conquer. And we fall for it every fucking time. And I mean, we collectively, a lot of us in the chat, we can see it for what it is. It's not about left versus right, Democrat versus Republican. It's about rich versus poor. And they are dividing us. They're having us fight each other. And by poor, what's poor? What's rich? I know, but you know if you know what it is. It's the top 1% against the bottom 99%. And you would think that the bottom 99% should be able to kick the top 1%'s ass just in the sheer numbers of it, right? We outnumber them, and that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that if the bottom 99% ever gets its shit together and stops fighting with one another, then it starts turning all their attention against the top 1%, they know that they are truly, absolutely, 100% fucked. That's why they got a little scared during that Occupy Wall Street 99% movement back, what was it, 10, 12 years ago, whatever, or 10, whatever, 8, 10, 9, well, I don't know. Time goes by. But they did, and I could see the fear in the Wall Street's eyes. Don't ask me how, but Trucker John I could see it. I saw the fear in their eyes. And that's why they shut that shit down. If the bottom 99% could ever get its fucking shit together and stop fighting against each other, then we could get everything that we want. That's the basis of collective bargaining. Why do you hate unions so much? Not you in the chat, but why do you right-wingers that work your asses off, work your fingers to the bone, why do you hate unions so much? Why do you hate collective bargaining so much? Don't you know that that's where your power lies, is in your collective bargaining, in your solidarity? That's your power. That's your fucking superpower. And people don't use it. They don't utilize it. And instead they want to say, unions are socialism or some crap. When really unions are very democratic. People vote on all that shit that they do in the unions. It's all done by voting. Anyhow, let me go back to the chat. Yeah, Walter's here. Good to see Walter. Say Alvin Stube was listening to the Trump thing. Yeah, everyone was listening to that, but me apparently. Tom Bias is here. Tom says, I'm snowed and iced in with 22 Fahrenheit as a high temperature will be for another week. Well, I hope you've stocked up on your supplies and you can keep warm and toasty. As much as possible. So be careful there, Tom, wherever you're at. I know back in the Midwest and all through there, Eastern Seaboard, you guys are, I don't know about the Eastern Seaboard, but had a big snowfall there. I know Jolie was talking about finally got some snow at her place. Kimchi's here. Hey, Kimchi, he was on today talking nonsense. Yeah, and what's new? What's new? He's always talking nonsense. But hello, Kimchi. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Always good to see you in the old driver's lounge. MJ Daniel didn't watch the first inauguration. Sure as hell not going to watch this one. Me either, MJ. I mean, the last one, I think I watched it, or I saw it afterwards. I saw clips of it. I saw how there was no one there. And then I remember Sean Spicer. Was it Sean Spicer? And the very first, I don't know, you call it press conference, but because he was like the press secretary, Sean Spicer. It was like the day after he comes out, all big and gruff, and kind of slams him down on the podium, and it's like, that was the most watched inauguration ever. Fuck you, Sean Spicer. Jojo Mojo Jojo says it's funny things was pretty rough in the 80s during Reagan, but I was a child, so I had no clue. Wish I knew how to tune out nuts of MAGA. Nuts of MAGA. I like that. That could be a t-shirt. Tune out the nuts of MAGA. But yeah, it's been all downhill since Reagan. And all we've had is little stopgaps along the way to try to stop the Republican dismantling of the middle class and the working class. That's what they've been doing. Bill Clinton was able to stop that for a bit. Obama stopped it for a bit. Biden in 4 years stopped it for a bit. But then we keep letting the bastards back in. We take one step forward and two steps backwards, and the way that works out is we just keep going backwards. That's why I say we got to stop doing that. We need to get like a 50-year run of just Democratic majorities, Democratic White House, Democratic courts. If we want to really make up for lost time and get us going in the right direction, we got to stop electing goddamn Republicans. Because they're shit. They're fucking shit. That would be a good t-shirt too. Republicans are shit. Stop electing them, please. They're just leading us towards bigger and bigger wealth income, gaps, shrinking the middle class, getting us into an oligarchical state. We're already there. Trump's whole cabinet and everything, they're all multi-millionaires and billionaires. Maybe this will this finally be the time when the American people say, fuck it, we've had enough? Will this do it? Maybe this will do it. Maybe Susan Sarandon was kind of right when it's like the shit has to burn to the ground. I don't know exactly what she said, but maybe the shit has to burn to the ground and it'll wake up the fucking masses, which I've said are asses. Prove me wrong, at me, bro. When the masses are voting for fucking assholes like Donald Trump, we've already seen what he did the first time. We saw he was already tanking the economy before COVID even hit. And then he misled. He mishandled COVID so badly and intentionally, because we do have him on tape saying he was intentionally downplaying the COVID or whatever in his response to it. And it resulted in the death of at least 500,000 unnecessary deaths, probably more. 500,000 to 1 million at least that were unnecessary just through his mishandling it. We've seen his lies. We've seen how he's lied. We've seen how he doesn't come through on really anything. We already saw that, and then we reelected him. And I'm going to say we because we're all in this together. When are you going to learn, people? Is this what it's going to take? Maybe this is what it's going to take to wake up enough of the masses to not let this happen again. Maybe we can get that run, that 50-year run, starting in 2026 with I don't want to call them midterm elections. I want to call them congressional elections. Let's stop calling them midterms because that sounds like they're not as important as the presidential election. The midterms are just as goddamn motherfucking important. 2026. Let's start our 50-year reign, Democratic reign in 2026, where we take back the House. We get the Senate. We get fucking, filibuster-proof numbers. We get we do all that. In 2028, we get the White House back. Let's go on a 50-year reign. Not a run, but a reign. REIGANHOWP. However you spell it, I don't know. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe this is what it takes. Maybe Susan Sarandon was right. Maybe Donald Trump is going to fuck things up so badly. But I don't know. We'll have to just wait and see, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. Jonathan Earl says, Hal going to have a field day with the press conference. Yeah, he'll probably be playing that again. Chris Doug says, Trump won the election. He will lose the presidency. The J.D. Vance faction cannot wait to get rid of him. J.D. Vance, who knows? If J.D. Vance becomes president, not only is that a travesty to think that such a worm, J.D. Vance is a worm. To think that fucking little fucking pasty fucking ass worm could be the president of the United States. Just that alone, regardless of whatever he does or says or is about, it's just hard to imagine. But it is what it is. All right, guys, I'm going to skip down in the chats. I know I'm 20 minutes behind. Chris Doug, I can't guarantee Vance will oust Trump, but if he advances that narrative, it will drive Donald batshit crazy. I'm kind of mid-thread on that, so I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Kellahella is here. Hey, Kellahella, good to see you. Thanks for being here in the old driver's lounge. Says, just came in time. Philip Ittner was great. Excellent watch. Philip Ittner, I urge everyone to watch everything that Philip Ittner puts out. He's a great journalist and reporter from ground zero, basically, in Ukraine. The man is under fucking, bomb fire, bombs over there. So, yeah, check out Ittner. He's great. Mr. Spock, hey, good morning, Mr. Spock. Live long and prosper to ya. I don't know what that means, but there's that. Thanks for being here, Mr. Spock. Jeff Curry's here. Hey, Jeff, I'm waiting for your jokes. You're hilarious. Tom Bias is here. Pab will definitely try to undo the Constitution. And hopefully we've got guardrails, right? James Williams says, no one is laughing at the United States. It's more like how you feel when a friend commits suicide. Oh, man, that's a sad image. Yeah, the rest of the world, I don't know if that's the analogy I would have. But I think the entire world is doing this. They're shaking their heads. This is the entire world looking at the U.S. They're just going like, what the fuck, people? What the fuck? Anyhow, that's how I see it. Christina Weibel, I have T-Mobile home internet. See, I was talking about Cox a long time ago. That's how far behind I am in the remember earlier when I was talking about Cox? I'm just going to say that as much as I can. I don't know. Will that get me demonetized? I don't know. People always talk about I got demonetized. I don't even know what I'm not even, that doesn't get you demonetized. Tim Farrell's waving at Liberal Dan, I guess. There's Liberal Dan. Hey, hello, Liberal Dan. Good to see you again. Liberal Dan, I used to pay for Cox, but I had to sniff them. Too pricey. I knew there was a joke in there somewhere. Like I said, I think I'm 20 minutes behind. Big Dog says, I can't believe America is getting back with her ex who's supposed to be in prison. We are like the battered wife syndrome, America, where, it's like we keep staying with that bastard. We need to leave. We need to get into a shelter. We need to get somewhere safe. But we keep going back to the bastard. We need to stop doing that. We need to get out of this cycle. Let's see. Let me skip down. Mike H says the water reservoir helps out a lot. Okay, for the CPAP. God, that was a long time ago that I talked about that. Yeah, maybe I should go back to that. I don't know. It just was a hassle because then it seems like you got to clean the thing more. And you know me. I'm lazy. Julie says, Jolie, did not mean to call you Julie. Sorry. Jolie, my super mod, says, I never say I hate anyone or anything until now because I hate Trump. I really hate him. Yeah, I reserve the word hate for the most vile, and Trump definitely fits that category, I guess. I hate Charles Manson. Does that count too? Can I put Charles Manson on the hate list? He's dead, hopefully rotting in hell. But I don't know. I hate whoever. I hate. Here's some people I hate. I hate. What was the fucking hick that killed MLK? They all had 3 names, right? Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy. I'm going to put him on the hate list because I don't think that was right. The guy who killed MLK, he has 3 names too. Some hick name. I hate that guy. Sirhan, I hate him. Basically, I think it's okay to hate assassins who kill good people. Now, if an assassin kills someone who has it coming, that's different. I don't think JFK, RFK, or MLK had it coming. I really don't. I really don't. Sehal says, Trucker John, it can cause bad infections if you don't keep distilled water in your CPAP. It's dangerous and can be deadly. Trucker John, have people in healthcare, mold, chest pain infections, use water. All right. Thanks for that. I didn't know it was deadly, but I've been doing it that way for like years and years and years. I stopped using water. And I ain't dead yet. It ain't killed me yet. Non-useful there's non-useful with a $5. Yippee, non-useful. Sorry, this is how far I am behind in the chat. I don't know when you did this, but thank you so much. It says Trump, and there's a little thing. Trump and Elon's honeymoon won't last. Old Chinese saying, 2 paper tigers won't share the same mountain. Yeah, and for that, I urge everyone, get some popcorn popped. Just kick back, eat your popcorn, and watch them fight it out. That's what we got to do on that. Marcia here says, hi, Trucker John and the Driver's Lounge. Hello, Marcia. Thank you and welcome to the old lounge. Let's see. Chris Doug, clearly Trump has dirt on Garland. He's a blackmailer to the 10th degree. I don't know, Chris. I don't know what fucking Garland's fucking case, because from day one he was all milk toasty and he talks like this and oh yeah, and everyone says that behind the scenes he's a real go-getter. He's a real stickler. He really knows his stuff, and he doesn't back down. But then when he gets in front of the microphone, he just talks like this, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that, and and I'm like, fuck you, Merrick Garland. You're getting very close to being on my hate list, Merrick Garland. Sehal says, Trucker John, my nurse here is tripping balls. Clean your machine water. Use distilled water. All right. I'll give it a go. I'll go buy some goddamn distilled water, and I'll have to clean the thing like every fucking day now. Christine Weibel, I won't buy shit from Amazon. I'm going to say that I'm not. Kelly Hella says, Trucker John hoodie would be hilarious. A Trucker John hoodie that says Nutbag MAGA or something. Oh, I forgot what we were talking about. I'll have to rewind and see what I was talking about. Big Dog says, Trucker John, eat the rich. Yeah. Tom Bias, fight the class war, not the culture war. See, this is how far behind I am. I'm 20 minutes at least behind. Kimchi, did you take your meds? Hydrate, hit the like. Thanks for those reminders. Yeah, like. Thank you so much. Hit that like. Also, hit the share button. That's a good one. You can share the show out. Nick Rich, 10 o'clock. So I'm 19 minutes behind. So I'm reading your chats from stuff that I said 19 minutes ago, just in case anyone's confused. Like, why is he talking about that? I was 20 minutes ago. Christina Weibel says, in total agreement, John, I was in Mass when the Occupy movement was happening. I participated. Were you at a Catholic mass or were you in Massachusetts? Because I just want to make sure I'm getting the imagery right. Say how it says 21 degrees. Fuck y'all. Yeah, well, stay bundled up, man, or whatever. Whatever you can do. Carolina just got in from plowing the snow. Got a bad hip telling me bad idea. I'm putting in a pizza, have a beer, and watch TJ. Well, there you go. That sounds like a winning combination, actually. Pizza, beer, and TJ. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. All right, I'm skipping down in the chat. Aaron's back. Probably been back for 15 minutes now, but I'm just now seeing it. The Soulcraft says he was literally talking, using military force to take Panama. Yeah, so what the fuck was that, Mr. When he one of his big campaign things against Biden was about how Biden got us into all these wars, which he didn't. And now he wants to get us into wars. I mean, he does know that those are invading another country is an act of war. He does know that, right? Or even trying to, I don't know. I mean, does he think they're just going to sign over their countries to him or something? What the fuck? And why is that even why is that even a thing? Is that do the maggots want this? Do they want us to take Panama? Do they want us? Are they all clamoring for Greenland? What the fuck? I don't even get it. What is this fucking? What's the end game there? What the fuck, dude? And I'm saying we collectively. I voted for Kamala Harris, but we, the American people, we did not elect you so that we could fucking invade Greenland or take over Greenland. We don't even know the difference between Greenland and Iceland, for Christ's sakes. Why the fuck do we care? Why do you think we want Greenland so fucking bad? We don't want Greenland. We don't give a fuck about Greenland. Panama Canal, we don't even know that's a country. Most of us. What the fuck? No one gives a fuck about this shit. We want our eggs prices to go down, God damn it. I guess if taking Greenland and Poland, we'll throw Poland in there too, and Panama, why not? Throw some shit in there. If that's going to get my egg prices down, then God damn it, you do it, Trump. Is that what MAGA's doing? Yes, that will bring down my egg prices. Go get Panama. Go get Greenland. Go get Iceland. Go get the North Pole. Throw in Canada. While you're at it. If that brings my fucking egg prices down, then it's worth it. Is that where we're at? Is that where we're at as a country? Is that our mentality? My God, we're fucked. Not that I just came to that realization. Alvin Stew, Southern Illinois, get ice and snow. It's getting colder by the hour. Carol Lana says, yep, good old trickle down, aka piss on y'all peons. Yeah, remember the old joke, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining or whatever, yeah. Let's see. Tom Bias, maggots are more defined now. They will be inside out in 4 years. I don't know, but I just keep. I watched the Fall Guy the other day. I guess it was Amazon Prime, talking about Amazon, and I watched it because I didn't see it in the theater, and actually I liked it. It was a good. It was, it's almost like a homage to stunts because the whole thing's about a stunt guy, and they did like every stunt you can imagine. It was like a homage to the stunt list, but there was a scene where what's her face, what's her name, Emma something, whatever. She was like the love interest of the Fall Guy, and she's doing karaoke, and she was singing the Phil Collins song. God damn, what's it? Take a look at us now. No, what's that song? God. That song is just playing in my head, even though I can't remember the lyrics. And it was from that movie, I think of the same name. And I really loved that movie too. It had Rachel. What was Rachel's name? She was so hot. Rachel something. I'm so bad. And then it had, I think, Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges, he played a football player, I believe, right? And it had Alex Karras, the late, great Alex Karras. Was it Mongo? Mongo, who punched out a horse in Blazing Saddles. That movie and that theme song from that movie was in The Fall Guy. And now I can't get it out of my fucking head, even though I can't remember the lyrics. Anyhow, non-useful with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Yippee to non-useful. Keep that chat filter activation going, although the chat filter is gone, but I am on all messages. Now, I guess I'll read it here. Non-useful says, truly, take away their Social Security. We will see an uprising like no one has seen before. That will be the woke moment we need to move forward. Yeah, and as I'm reading that, I'm just imagining this waking up, all the Social Security people on canes and walkers and then the little hover rounds and going, never mind. Anyhow, Big Dog says, Tara Dublin was on fire yesterday on how I love her passion. We all need to turn it up 11 to the next 4 years. Yeah, poor old devilish Tara. She was crying and shit. And it's tough, man, to think about what lies ahead with Trump. It drives anyone to tears. Anyone who has a heart and a brain and can figure all this out and we see what's coming, yeah, it's going to drive us fucking to tears. Pity 208, that's insulting worms. Yeah. What did I say? Because I'm 20 minutes behind. I recall saying something about worms. Let's see. I'm coming on down here. Chris Doug. Oh yeah, I called Vance a worm or something. Yeah. No disrespect to worms, by the way. Yeah. Boy, I'm really behind in the chat. There's Joey with the Phil Ittner link to Phil Ittner on YouTube. Yeah, that God, I'm so behind. I'm so behind. In the chat here, Big Dog. Yeah, God, you guys I'm just at the part where you guys are talking about Ittner, and that was half an hour ago. It seems like only a half an hour ago. Christina Weibel says President Biden needs to get the ERA published in the Constitution. Maybe he'll do that. He still has a few days left. He's been doing a lot of stuff lately. Signing the stuff, saving the mountains in Nevada from certain things. And let's see, he did, I think he did something for Social Security the other day. I forget exactly what he did, but it was something, I guess, positive for Social Security. So we'll see. Mad Max here. Hey, Mad Mac, good to see you. Slava Ukraini. Mad Max says the entire world is saying, what the fuck is wrong with those Yankees? Both their judicial system and the voters. And their electoral system. Just throw that one in there, too. Yeah, like I said, I think the rest of the world is just doing this. They're just shaking their heads. And they're saying, what the fuck? What the fuck, America? What the fuck? Let's see. See how it says, Trucker John, Leonard Nimoy was Jewish. You sat with your back to the altar of synagogues. The hand gesture was stole by Spock from the rabbi, blessing his people with their back to him. Leonard peaked. Okay, yeah, because that's in reference to a half an hour ago when I said, I don't know what this is, but yeah, there you go. Nick Rich 10:15. So I believe I'm 13 minutes behind. Robert Tolarski, James Earl Jones. No, it wasn't James Earl Jones. Nick Rich, James Earl Ray shot him. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's the one. I'm going to put him on my hate list. You guys okay with that? You guys okay if I put James Earl Ray on my hate list? Can I do that, please? Can I put Sirhan Sirhan on my hate list? Can I put... what's his face? Now I can't remember the JFK guy. Whether or not he was the actual one who shot JFK or not, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna hate him. Anyhow, Chris Doug says Trump's election only strengthened our enemies. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea will continue to destabilize our economy and elections. I think as long as Russia stays in Ukraine, and that's actually going to weaken Russia. Because they're running out of men. They're running out of soldiers. They're running out of equipment. And once the truth gets through to the people, because in Russia they're blocking as much as they can, I think, of what's really going on. But it's going to get through, and once it gets through, they've lost almost 1 million people or soldiers, and they're not really telling. According to Ittner, they're not really releasing their figures of how many people are dying, and they're not returning the bodies and stuff. So people at home in Russia, they just think that their loved one is out on the battlefront, but it's probably been dead for 9 months or something. Once that all starts coming through, and that realization starts coming through to the Russian people, I think Putin's going to be in some big trouble. Big old trouble. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm skipping down. Kimchi says, milk toast. Why we let the French take a perfectly good English word, milk toast. So here we are. We're going to remember freedom fries. We got to bash the French. Aaron West, distilled water always in your CPAP. Well, I was told that you could run it dry if you wanted to. That's why I did it. And I said, hey, it works. And I've been doing that for 5 years, probably. And I've had a cold ever since. I don't know. I've had a runny nose ever since. Kimchi says, Christina, I believe he is. I'm mid-thread. I'm not sure if I should read mid-thread stuff because I don't know what that's about. I'm going to skip that one. No offense to Kimchi, but it's mid-thread, and I don't know what it's about. Tom Bias says Biden feels sorry for Garland for not getting SCOTUS job. I understand that, and at the time it seemed like it makes sense. It was kind of like rubbing it in the Republicans' face, like, okay, you didn't put him up, let him go up for SCOTUS, so I'm gonna make him my AG. So fuck you. It was kind of like a big fuck you. But then the joke really turned out to be on us, the American people, because Merrick Garland turned out to be a fucking piece of shit. That's how I see it. Non-useful with another $5 super chat. Thank you there. Yippee! Non-useful. I know I'm like 13 minutes behind. Trump says Trump has a Nazi whispering in his miracle ear, a.k.a. Stephen Miller. Yes, the self-hating Jew. Yep. You're right. I believe that. Skipping on down, Chris Doug says Trump wants to create a perpetual state of war to anesthetize us into submission. And this is one of those, this is what you voted for, people, because he was running at being like a peacenik practically. He's the peacenik. He doesn't cause wars. He didn't get us into any wars. I'm going to take a bite of my sandwich. Hello. Rachel Ward, yes. Against all odds, Mad Mac. Thank you. Aaron West, 2 exclamation points. Against all odds. Okay, so the main theme, that theme song, Phil Collins, it's just know, it's running in the background in my mind all through the show. Because of the Fall Guy. Mad Matt coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Mad Mac. Thank you so much for supporting the show, helping the show grow, sharing out the show. I appreciate it. And I always like to see the list of people who got these. This is the fun part. Jennifer P. got one. Cynthia from Texas. Pro Buzzard. I don't think I've seen Pro Buzzard. Maybe Pro Buzzard will get in here. Cheryl Nelson Vlogs. Cheryl Nelson Vlogs. Wow. So that was the 5. Did I read 5 names? Bonnie Thompson, I guess. And Bonnie Thompson. Hey, Bonnie. Bonnie, I think, is in here. So thank you so much, Mad Mac, for gifting those memberships. And for all the recipients, enjoy. Enjoy. Now you get to come in and see all this beautifulness over here. Carolina, that's why I don't watch news. MTN, just can't take it. As the theme from Against All Odds keeps playing in my head. Non-useful gifted. Hey, non-useful gifted membership. Thank you, non-useful. Thank you so much for helping the show. And Sue Fairy Dust B was the lucky recipient. So maybe Sue Fairy Dust will come in and check things out. Not sure if I've ever seen Sue Fairy Dust B before. So that'd be nice to see Sue come on in here and say hello. Just if you're lurking, if you come in and you're more of a lurker, that's fine. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and you subscribe. You hit the share button, share the show. And if you want to just come in and give us a quick hi, you don't have to come in and say a bunch of stuff. You can just say, hi, guys, how's it going? Or whatever, MJ Dano, Bongo Ole Pawn in Game of Life. Yes. The late, great Alex Karras. Former Detroit lineman. Went on to fame and fortune in the movie business. Movie and TV. Hey, look at there. Nick Rich gifted gifts. Thank you, Nick. Nick, I'll give you a yippee. If I didn't give yippies before, yippee to everybody. Thank you, Nick, for helping the show out. And look at there. Miles Horn. Lucky recipient of that. So maybe Miles will come in and say hi. That'd be nice. Come on down. You're the next contestant on the Wheel of Fortune. Is that what it is? Yeah. James Williams says California, Oregon, Washington, and several other northern states may entertain joining Canada. Cascadia has been discussed on both sides of the 49th parallel for decades. Okay, for that to happen, what do you mean by joining? What do they mean by joining? Is this just some sort of it's not like forming another country. To do that, we would have to secede. Secession is a whole thing. It's not the old snapping your fingers, waving a magic wand. The old how call it the waving of the pen fallacy thing. That's not how that works. Or is this just like a sort of a pact that would be like a commercial, financial, whatever type of a pact where you form this sort of alliance, but it's something like that you could do. But if you're talking about secession, first of all, part of this Canada thing, like I said, it's not so easy. As that sounds, unless it's just like I say, some sort of, in name only type of thing. Lee Harvey Oswald, thank you, Barney. Yes, Lee, good old Lee Harvey. I think I can put him on the hate list. You guys okay with that? Can we put Lee Harvey Oswald on the hate list? Why not? What the fuck? Kimchi Jeremiah was a troll. I must have skipped right over Jeremiah. Chris Doug says Trump wants to vilify immigrants, Panamanians, Greenlands, blue staters, and blue staters. Are the blue staters immigrants? As old as it says, my boyfriend has an annoying but funny habit of calling him Earl Grey Jones. And you guys are thinking the mods, so I don't know. I guess maybe there was. Did I skip Jeremiah? I don't know. I might have skipped right over him. But Anyway, everyone's giving love to the mods, and regardless, love to the mods. My mods are awesome. I think that I got the two best in the biz right there. Let's see. Marcia says, okay, talking about somebody I didn't even see, so I'm not even going to give the guy any airtime or whatever, I guess. Vicky's here. Hello there. Hello, Vicky. Good to see Vicky. Thanks for joining us here in the Driver's Lounge. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mr. Spock says, hey, to Liberal Dan, I guess. I know Liberal Dan's still here. Hey, Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. I know a lot of times Liberal Dan is working, so I appreciate Liberal Dan hanging out with us on this beautiful Tuesday. Tom Bias Pab called Jack Smith fake report. Of course. Of course. You can pretty much bet on just about anything that Trump says. The opposite is true. James Williams, research Cascadia. I used to drive a Cascadia. Does that count? I owned a Freightliner Cascadia. I actually owned it. Non-useful east of the Cascades is deep MAGA territory. Yeah, it is. All that shit. Even coming down I-5, which is not like the east part of like Washington, when you're just north of the Oregon state line, visible from Interstate 5 is this little park that someone set up. I think it's a private property type of thing. I don't think it's anything by the state. I'm pretty sure it would have to be a private property thing, but they made a little park, and they fly a fucking rebel flag. You know, the stars, what they call it, stars and bars, that Confederate battle flag. And so many of these maggots or whatever, they'll come out and go, that's not the Confederate flag. That was the battle flag. I don't give a fuck. That orange and blue, stars and bars, that has become the image. That's like the icon of the South, of the Confederates. And they fly that flag. There's a little park, and I think it's the Jefferson. They have a little, I think there's a little plaque. There might be a statue or something or a bust, and I think it's called the Jefferson Davis Park. And I think it was Jefferson Davis. He was the president of the Confederacy, right? That's right there in fucking Washington, off I-5, just 14 miles north of the Oregon state line. But yeah, there's many places you can go in Oregon, Washington. Once you get to especially the eastern halves of the states, that's MAGA territory. That's fucking right-wing nut job territory. Driving across the country, I've seen Confederate flags flying in Michigan. I've seen it in Pennsylvania. You know, it's not just the South. It's not just Alabama and Mississippi and New Orleans or Louisiana. I mean, or Liberal as that. It's everywhere. Even in California, I'm sure, especially you go up into Northern California, up near Redding, and up there, you're going to find, I'm trying to remember if I've seen Confederate battle flags or not, but definitely right-wingers up there. So anyhow, we got Salty Sly says, why? I don't know. I'm mid-thread. Don't know what that's about, but hello, Salty Sly. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. And I may have caught up to. I might be caught up now. Let's see. Carolina says, Roxanne Epstein. I think you got to go to your personal homepage. Okay, that's mid-thread. I'm mid-thread. Kelly says the sun comes up, the sun goes down, the sun comes up. That's trucking. Yeah. You're just down the road. You drive all day. You stop, get some sleep, get up, get some coffee in you, get back on the road. I don't know what Salty is saying. You guys are in it, but getting in it. I kind of skipped down, so I don't know. What Salty said to set everybody off. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. So I guess I'll just leave it alone. I heard for the first time, actually, I was watching that Dude show, Dude. And Dude, I'm just going to call him Dude, the main dude, was talking about, he's the one that brought up Cascadia and to one of the, I guess, debaters or whatever. And he's like, I guess someone came on that was from Canada. And he said, would you guys give us, I don't know, British Columbia or whatever, so we could do Cascadia? Then and last night, actually, that was the first time I've heard of it, and now I'm hearing of it again from James Williams. Like I said, not so easy. If you're talking about some sort of secession where we form our own little country and involves another country, especially, you're not going to just wave your hand and make it happen. Okay, so I can read up on Cascadia all you want me to, but just know you don't just secede from the United States, especially a state like California that has the 5th largest economy in the world. You think the United States is going to give that up easily without a fight? Think they're just going to let us sign it on over? Yeah, you guys can go up and join Canada. What the fuck? What the fuck? Whatever you're taking, would you share it with me, please? Don't bogart that shit. It sounds like you're taking some good shit. Don't bogart whatever it is, man, you're on, because it don't work that way. Let's see. So I'm skipping down. Kalahela, even Northern California, heavy MAGA. Yeah. Northern California, go through San Joaquin Valley. Like I said, these agricultural areas, like from Bakersfield to Fresno and Merced and Modesto, on up there, I can remember a day when that was all heavily Democrats. Farmers used to be Democrats. And somewhere along the line, they flopped. I guess during Reagan. I don't know. But you know, they were the fucking the downtrodden, right? They were the grapes of wrath people in California. They were all for labor rights, workers' rights, social programs. They were all for that, and now they're fucking maggots. I don't, God damn it, man. Pull your heads out of your asses, maggots. Pull your heads out of your asses. Jesus Christ. Trump is not your friend. He's not your buddy. He hates you. If you're not a billionaire, talk about hate list. If you're not one of his fellow billionaires, then he fucking hates you. And he only spends as much time as he can with you to get your fucking vote. He panders to you. Wake up. Wake up, America. Wake up, you right-wing nut jobs. You maggots. He hates you. He's only using you because that's the only way he could get elected. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough people to vote for any Republicans, let alone Trump. But I'm just barking at the wind, howling at the moon. I don't know. Tom Bias, MTN Muzz, consider me a troll. Bias, Cheryl, Lisa, and Ichabod. Soulcraft, can we have Canada's healthcare? We could, if the American people would stop electing Republicans. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Stop voting for Republicans, get Democrats in there, and then hold the Democrats' feet to the fire. I mean, none of this Joe Manchin bullshit, none of this fucking Blue Dog Dino bullshit. Get good, and they don't have to all be AOC and Bernie, who's not a Democrat, by the way. Only when he wants to run for president, but that's another story. They don't have to all be fucking AOC, and I love AOC. Believe me, she's going to be a great president someday. But they can't be Joe Manchin. They can't be Kirsten Sinema. They can't be Max Baucus. Remember that motherfucker? He was the one that held up the ACA and all that shit, and was blocking Medicare for all or public option. That was the motherfucker I hated. That was the Joe Manchin of 2010 or whatever, 2009. We need to stop electing those motherfuckers as Democrats. Although Baucus was from Wyoming, Joe Manchin was from West Virginia. You're not going to get an AOC or a Bernie Sanders in those states, at least not now, not anytime soon. Maybe someday, maybe in 100 years from now, maybe 50 years from now. I don't know, maybe 20 years from now, but not right now. Not right now. So when we, that's kind of going off another tangent. Do you want a Joe Manchin who is going to vote with the Democrats 80%, 85% of the time, or do you want to replace him with a Republican who's going to vote about 0%, maybe 1% of the time with the Democrats? So, there's that whole issue. But the thing is, I guess I didn't want to say like, okay, we vote for Democrats, we're going to automatically get Medicare for all, because we've had Democrats in there going back to Obama. We did have a window where we did have the House, the Senate, the White House. We had the numbers, and the best we could do was ACA with no public option. So I guess I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, but I'll tell you what, if you want Canada's healthcare, if you want a single-payer, universal single-payer healthcare system, what we have sort of shortcutted the name down to Medicare for all, your chances of getting that done, I would say, are infinitely better if you have Democratic majorities and Democratic White House than if it's the other way around. With the Republicans, you got no hope. You got zero hope of that. Zero. With Democrats, maybe, 50-50? It might be a coin toss. It just depends. It just depends on how many of those blue dog motherfuckers that are going to stick their fucking their monkey wrench in the gears. And it only takes, as we've seen, one or two. Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema. That's all it took to fuck everything up. And back in the day, it was Max Baucus and probably a couple others. But I would rather have 50-50 odds than 0 odds. Right? So if we want, and I think this cuts across party lines, this cuts across the right-left thing, this cuts across everything. The majority of Americans want a Medicare for all system. They want at least a public option. They want that. Overwhelming majority. 75% probably. I don't know what it is, but a lot. It's a lot. I live in Vegas. Would you rather play a game where you've got about, let's say, 0.5% chance of winning? Or would you rather play a game where you got a 50% chance of winning? Believe me, if there was games that gave you 50% chance of winning, well, for one thing, this town wouldn't exist. It would go bankrupt because they'd be paying out so much money. I'll take the 50%. I'll take that. So let's get Democrats in office. Let's get majorities in the House, the Senate. Let's get the White House back. Let's get the goddamn SCOTUS back. And then we'll have at least a 50-50 chance of getting somewhere with our health care. Somewhere positive. At least a goddamn public option. At fucking least. And I don't think I'm asking for the moon here. It's just the right-wingers, the Republicans, and their donors and who they represent. They're just greedy-ass motherfuckers. That's all it comes down to is fucking greed. How many more billions and billions and billions of dollars can Elon fucking Musk make? If he's not happy and satisfied with his life at this point, he never will be. Which the old saying, like, money can't buy you love or happiness or whatever. I guess it's true, at least for some people. And maybe there's a point. I mean, like, yeah, I would be happier if I had a lot more money. I'd be secure in, paying my bills and being secure for my old age and paying for emergencies, being able to have some extra money to do some fun things, go on a trip, whatever. I think that would make me happier. But at some point, there's a point where you don't need all this extra money, and that doesn't really add to your happiness. It's not like the more money you have, the happier you are. There's a fucking point there, you know. Um. Anyhow, let me go on down here. Non-useful. Bakersfield, California is Republican announced territory. Yeah, and I can remember the day. I'm old enough to remember the day when that was a Democratic stronghold. When Democrats would hold that seat, the seat that Kevin McCarthy has back in the 80s and even into the 90s, those were Democrats. That was my point. I mean, things have changed. Carol Alana says Reagan destroyed small family dairy farmers. My cousins lost their business under him. And yet somehow, I don't know, did the Democrats get blamed for it? Because there was a switch. There was a switch. Don Useful with another $2 super chat. Thank you, Don Useful. Yippee! To Don Useful says Trump only loves pre-16 and money. And don't forget himself. I think he loves himself. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Now here I'm kind of mid-thread. Let's see. Oh, well, Roxanne Epstein is back. Roxanne says, I'm back. Now in doctor office, I feel sneaky chatting in the doctor's office. You little sneaker. You're just a sneaker. Yeah, you're chatting in there. No one knows except for us. Vicky says that Kim Chi, it was last week, insulted atheist after acting like not drinking or smoking weed makes him superior. When we spoke our minds, he cut the show short. I don't know what show you're talking about. I'm mid-thread, so I don't know who you're talking about. And I'm not scrolling back. I'm not going back. Remember that? That's so sad. Thinking about Kamala Harris and her campaign. We were so excited. I was excited. I was happy. And I thought for sure she was going to win. I was looking, just like I thought Hillary was going to win. And I was looking forward to a Hillary Clinton presidency. I really was. Even though, I was a Bernie supporter. I loved Bernie. But I voted for Hillary, and I was looking forward to that. And Kamala Harris, same thing. I was so looking forward to it. And not just looking forward to it, I really thought she was going to win. And so now when I say not going back, it reminds me of one of her campaign kind of, it became a slogan. And it's just sad. It really is sad. Now Kimchi says, yeah, he insults one group of people. I don't know who we're talking about, so I guess I shouldn't read it because I don't know who we're talking about. I don't know. I don't know who we're talking about. Who's insulting people? I don't know. Non-usual says my uncle lost his 10,000 hog farm due to Reaganomics, otherwise known as voodoo economics, otherwise known as trickle-down economics, otherwise known as supply-side economics. We have the names; they just keep coming on out. Were you guys talking about Hal? Nick Rich says, I must have missed that installment of Hal's show where he actually insults anyone's religion or lack thereof. Yeah, I didn't see that either, Nick. Apparently. I didn't know you guys were talking about Hal. I know Hal has his opinions. If you took it as an insult, I don't know. I don't know about that. Anyhow, Bonnie Thompson says, Hal makes me laugh. It keeps me informed. Dude is not perfect. He has a huge ego, but whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I guess to each their own. Non-usual says maggots will only wake up when it impacts their wallet and purse. And even then, who knows? They might wake up to something, but they might be waking up to the wrong thing. They're so misinformed and disinformed. I think they direct their anger and their ire at the wrong place sometimes. Or almost always, probably. Say how says Trucker John roulette play first and second 12 60 Sabras in your favorite. Really? Maybe I'll try that. Play first and second 12. See, I play roulette so infrequently. In fact, I mean, I've lived here for. Whoops! I just hit the table. Sorry if that might have made a fart noise, but that was not me farting. I've lived here now 5 years. Gosh, yeah, it was 5 years in December, I guess. That I moved here, and I've gone gambling twice for a grand total of about probably 45 minutes. And I believe I'm up. I don't think I even lost any money. Just playing blackjack. Blackjack's my game. But if you can do this roulette with the thing with the 12 and the 6, 66, then that sounds like great odds. I'll have to try that. Now, Kellahella says the United Farm Workers had a lot to do with Switch in Central Valley. I don't understand that. That makes no sense. The United Farm Workers, which is supposed to be a labor union or a labor movement, and I guess a union, why the fuck would they switch from Democrat to Republican? That makes absolutely no fucking sense to me whatsoever. Was Cesar Chavez not Democratic? Was he Republican? My mind is being blown as we speak. I don't understand that. That does not make any sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Say how says Trucker John. Yes, I guess to play dime used to play dime roulette at the Western all night. Drank for free, always left-handed. Wow, look at you, Mr. Big Gambler. Mad Mac, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of minds and men? The shadow knows. Chris Doug, I wanted Bernie 2016 just to F with the Republicans. Well, I voted for Bernie in the primary. I wasn't trying to F the Republicans. I liked what Bernie was saying. I liked his policy positions. Just a slightly better than Hillary's, but not. It was actually the difference between Hillary and Bernie to me was a difference because I took one of those tests as like, which I shouldn't have done. It was probably made by Cambridge Analytica. But anyway, they did these tests. Probably you might remember them on Facebook, and it would be like, what presidential nominee are you closely aligned or the closest aligned with, or whatever it was. So I took the test. I think I did it a couple of times just to see the consistency of it. So I really gave Cambridge Analytica my information, but and each time Bernie came out on top, and we were always like 93% compatible or whatever, and number 2 was Hillary, where we were like 86% compatible, and I was like, I'll take that. So once Bernie dropped out, and that's not, I didn't base my vote based on that. Just to be clear, I was already I was already a Bernie supporter, and at that point, and then having Hillary be the number 2 at 86%, I was not surprised by that at all. And when Bernie lost and Hillary was the nominee, I was only too happy to put my vote in for Hillary Clinton. Only too happy. Kim Cheese, listening while doing chores. Love you all like chocolate. That's high praise, because chocolate is probably a gift from the gods or Satan or whatever it is we're listening, or whatever it is we follow. But I meant that in a good way. That I love chocolate. That's what I meant. Mrs. Spock, though cookie alert. I think Tough Cookie and Paul are on strike. I don't know. Say how says Nick Rich, roulette is the only table game you can push the odds in your favor. The Soul Crab says something kind of sad about the way that things have come to be desensitized to everything. What became of humanity? I guess we just see so much shit after a while, and we do get desensitized, I think. Mad Mac, I wanted President Biden to step down in January so Kamala could be the 47th president. That way, all the MAGA merge saying 47 would be worthless. Yeah, but they're not going to. He's not. They're not. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't play that game. Mike H. Violence is violence, Trucker John. What did I say about violence? I don't know what that's in reference to. Like, but violence is violence. Yeah. Non-useful humility has taken a back seat. Threats of a bone saw. Kellahella, the farmers were against UFW. Oh, the farmers. Oh, and the farm workers. Okay, yeah. Okay, so okay, Kellahella, right? Okay, I get you. Yeah, so the farm owners, the people who own the farm, were they of course they're anti-labor, and so that I see what you're saying. So then, yeah, the farm owners became Reagan Republicans probably, and then onward from there. Whereas they used to be more Democratic, I believe. I do believe that, or at least in terms of who was getting elected in these districts. But yeah, okay, yeah, the farmers, there is a distinction between, I guess, the farm owners and their crews, and and it was the farm workers that that unionized, So Hal says, yeah, Hal is a Christian. He's a Mason. That is a Christian group, but he doesn't push his beliefs on others. Yeah. Nick Rich, 11 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm 6 minutes behind you. Yeah, Chris, the farmers went Republicans to get rid of the unions. Yeah, okay. I get you. Yeah, that was probably it. That was probably it then. Marsha says, I appreciate Trucker John and Hal very much. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you so much. Tom, I'm not going to get into this thing with Hal, whatever. You guys are all entitled to your opinions. Tom Bias, Mace is really human. Okay, honeybees, some are drones, some are workers. I don't know anything about it really. Mike H says, you don't have to be clean every day, just once a week, TJ. I don't know what that's about. So anyhow, remember Saturday, I had a power outage. I'm going to tell this story before we run out of time. Or, before my mic dies. Okay, Saturday we had the power outage. So remember, go back in time just a couple days to Saturday. Remember, I had a power outage. Something had something broke. It was like a fuse, like the big main. They have a box that has a big giant crank, like a big handle, and it wasn't engaging. And then they have these fuses aren't like little tiny fuses. They have these. I think these fuses they look like as big as a Budweiser tall boy, or whatever. And so that knocked power out to 12 units here in my little section of this building. It didn't do wasn't the whole. There must be, I don't know how many hundreds of units are in this apartment complex, but it affected 12 of us. And in these units in this courtyard, I get because the Wi-Fi, that's hooked up to my router and all that. And when the electricity goes out, I lose Wi-Fi. So then I'm relying on the cell signal. Cell signal is like 0 in here. It's crap. And the only way I could get a good signal, I was walking around. When I get away from the buildings, it gets better. I went out to the playground. It was getting a really good cell signal. And that's where I did 17 minutes of the show from that playground. And I only did 17 minutes because I had ordered some food and I had some food coming in from DoorDash. And so I was doing the show. I just was saying hi to you guys just to let you guys know, right? Okay. Well, and then I think I came back. I ate my food. And I think I was laying down trying to see if I can get a cell signal. No cell signal. And then I stepped outside to go to I was going to go to the office and see if the office had any updates on the work because they were supposed to bring an electrician in. And when I walked out the door of my apartment right here, as I walked out, I closed the door and everything, and I see the screens from the windows leaning up against the wall. And it was like right between my unit and the unit right next door. They were leaned up against the wall. And I remember going, that's weird. Why are those screens laying there? And then I went to the office and I, was telling the girl, and the electrician wasn't out, maintenance wasn't out yet. I go, this has been going on since 7 o'clock this morning. Why aren't you doing anything? And she says, I'm the only one in the office. And I don't know, they didn't tell me and all this stuff. And I'm like, I was here earlier, and because I was in there earlier talking to her at like 9:30 in the morning. I go, what has happened between now and 9:30 in the morning? And nothing's happened, And then other people started coming in. So I ended up staying in the office because my phone was almost dead. And I go, I'm going to plug in an outlet. And I'm just going to sit here and charge. She says, fine, go. She says, no problem. She was really nice, really sweet. She says, no problem. Stay as long as you need. And while I was in there charging my phone, at least 3 or 4 other tenants came in. And they started finally, this was at 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the afternoon, I guess. Probably 1:30 or something. Maybe 2 o'clock. I don't know. And finally, people were coming into the office going, hey, what's going on with their electricity? Are you going to fix it or whatever? So finally, that kind of lit a fire under her ass, I think. And she started making phone calls. And then she said she was waiting for the head maintenance guy to get here and all this stuff, even though I'd already spoke to that guy. But anyhow, thing is, so cutting to the thing about the screens, like I came back later, I still see the screens sitting out there. And it turns out those were my screens. It didn't even register with me that those were my screens, that someone had taken off my screens. I didn't, even though I saw them there, I walked back in the house. It didn't even register with me. I don't know why, but so anyhow, later on, about 5 o'clock in the evening, the electricity came on for like a second, and then it came off because it came back on. I remember being in the apartment, and I'm going like, yeah. I was like, all right, we got electricity and everything. And then it went back out, and I was like, oh fuck, And then I could hear people talking outside. So then I went outside, got my flashlight. I went outside, and there was an electrician here, an actual fucking electrician. It wasn't the maintenance guy. He doesn't really. Well, our head maintenance guy's pretty good, but some of them don't know their fucking asthma hologram. But anyhow, and the electrician was there, and he was working on it. And so while he was doing that, a few of us other tenants, we kind of started talking to each other. And the guy who lives right across from me, across the courtyard, he said, yeah, those are your screens, right? And I was like, and to that point, I hadn't made the connection. I was like, oh shit, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, about 1 o'clock this afternoon, I saw some dude. He looked like some homeless dude. He goes, I saw him take off your screens. And then he goes, then I saw him turn his head and say something to Joy. Joy's my neighbor right over here, because Joy had her door open a little bit. And he goes, I saw him turn his head and look like he was talking to Joy. So he goes, I didn't know what was going on. He goes, but yeah, he opened, he took your screens off, and he says he opened your window and stuck his head in your window. And I was like, what? What the fuck? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that was like about 1 o'clock. So I'm thinking at 1 o'clock, I was in here. I don't think I left to go to the office until at least 1:30 or 2. So I must have been in here, but I didn't hear anything happened. I don't know if I don't know if he actually opened the window, because the guy says he opened the window and stuck his head in. But I didn't, nothing here, because on my windowsill, I've got, my blinds are shut. I have this little thing in my windowsill, because it kind of helps block out the light a little bit. I kind of use it to hold the blind against the window a little bit better. That wasn't moved or touched, so I don't know. But he said this guy opened the windows, took the screens off, opened the window, and stuck his head in. And I think I must have been in here, but I didn't hear it, or I didn't know anything about it. So, but I was just like, I was kind of blown away. I'm like, what the fuck? In broad daylight, this motherfucker did that? He goes, yeah. He goes, I think he was a homeless guy, and he goes, he was about this tall. You know, he's like my height, and he said he had white long hair. It looked like he was wearing like 4 pairs of pants, like homeless people sometimes do, you know, whatever. And I'm like, fuck. You know, you just feel like, so unsafe. I feel so unsafe. So I've been sleeping here. Let me go get, you know, my little line of defense here. Well, so I made a sign. First of all, I made a sign that says "Keep out," and at the bottom it says, "Or I will kill you." I made that sign and I put that in my window. That stays in the window now. And then next to my bed, I've been putting, like, I've always had this next to my bed. It's been like in the corner. Now I keep this on my nightstand. This is what's called a tire thumper. Truckers use these to you thump your tires and make sure that they're aired up and have air in them. Inside this looks like a little baseball bat. It's wood. This is like, I don't know, hickory. I don't know what the fuck it is, but inside this, you can see there's this like lead bar or something, or some type of bar. I think it's lead. It's in there. And I keep this next to me right on my nightstand. Just in case, if I hear somebody opening a window, I'm going to pick this motherfucker up and I'm going to bash the motherfucker's head in. So I got this. I have my sign. It says, "Don't come in here or I will kill you," because I will kill you with this fucking thing. I will bludgeon anyone who comes in here. I will bludgeon you to fucking death. So I got this. I used to keep a big old fucking knife. I don't know where I have a fucking military style knife. It's somewhere. I need to get that out. But so anyhow, I'm on high alert. I've got my fucking tire thumper. I'm going to bash a skull. I'm going to get my fucking knife. I got my sign. It says, "Keep out or I'll kill your ass." I went ahead and made a complaint with the office. She says, "Well, you have to email management services." So I sent them an email. I said, "Look, on Saturday, January, whatever it was, 4th, I guess, I said someone tried to break into my house in broad daylight. They opened the windows, stuck their head in. And I said, can you please put some security screens on my windows? I don't feel safe here. I feel like I'm being violated. I feel like, if someone is brazen enough to do that in broad daylight, what will they do at nighttime?" I go, "I've seen other units right here in my building that have been broken into repeatedly." And I said, "This place is unsafe. You need to make it, you need to up your security. And I'm requesting security screens." They actually wrote me back and said, "We're sorry you feel this way. We're sorry this happened to you. We hope you're okay. But we don't put bars on the window." And the security screens I saw, that I said, and then I replied to him. I said, I saw some security screens that are very nice looking and they're not bars. And I can send you the link if you like. But anyhow, they said, we don't do that. But get a hold of maintenance, and they'll give you these window locks. And I already did speak with maintenance, by the way, and he was supposed to give me some of those, but he hasn't done it yet. But they just said that they would give me free window locks. So those are just those little window locks. You stick it in the thing, and you tighten it. But anyhow, this place, with all the things I've had to put up with here, the noise, the breaking, the leaky pipes, all that shit, I'm going to start looking for another place to live. Because I definitely don't feel safe here and secure here. Like I said, if someone's going to do this during broad fucking daylight, what are they going to do if I'm out Ubering or Lyfting, which I'm going to start doing here pretty soon again. I'll never feel safe and secure in this place at all. So that is the sort of what's been going on here with me here at the apartment. I am in a lease. I redid my lease in October. It's a 1-year lease, I think. But if I can find another place where I feel would be safer, then I just might see if I can break the lease and get the fuck out of here. Because they supposedly have security here, but I only see security here sometimes at night. But they don't do shit, because even with security, I still see break-ins in some of the empty units. And I think maybe he thought this was empty, this homeless person. And he might have stuck his head in the window and saw that he saw all this stuff. And maybe he saw my feet, because you can see my feet. If I was laying on the bed, maybe he saw that there was somebody in here. He might have just thought it was an empty unit that he could go crash out in or something. I don't know. But apparently he just, he closed the window and walked away. I don't really think he actually opened the window, to tell the truth. I think, and I don't think the guy across the way is lying, but I just think, he was across the way, and I think the guy took off the screens. I think he tried to open the window, but I don't think he ever opened it, because I do have it pretty well. There is like a little latch thing that you really put it in the groove between the two windows, and that kind of locks it. I don't think you can just slide this window. I tried sliding it without activating that little window. I don't know if you call it a latch or whatever, but it just sort of moves, and it puts the edge of it into the groove. And so with just leaving that the way it was, I tried to slide it, and it didn't slide. So I don't think he actually opened the window, but he took the screens off, and I think he tried to slide it. So anyhow, I don't feel safe or secure here. I'm probably going to try to find some other place, because like I said, they do have security. I've seen their little security car. It looks like a cop car. And not every night, but I'll see him every now and then patrolling and cruising through here. But still, I'll come home at night from Ubering at 1, 2 in the morning, and this unit across the courtyard that's been empty for a while, it got to the point where somebody just broke the fucking window, and they kicked in the door, and I don't know if someone was trying to crash out in there. A lot of these homeless people are just fucking drug addicts, and they're just looking for places to crash. And then there's another unit right next to that one, on the end unit, that's been getting broken into, and you can see the door just wide open, and no one lives there. And these all have these security screens, so someone tore through the security screen and kicked the door open. So that's the latest little saga here at the good old University Garden Apartments. So Chris says, I've been reading The Stand again. Probably not a good idea. Hey, non-useful gifted another membership. Thank you, non-useful. I do appreciate you. Do it for doing that. Thank you so much. And it looks like David Robinson got that membership. Maybe we'll see David pop in at some point. And Mindy Nitrous, I have a taser. Yeah, I should get a taser. Roxanne Arfield, I was there the first time. I thought you were out of line then, and I said move on. Blah blah blah. Okay, I don't know. Mid-thread. I'm mid-thread. Mike H, you can run it dry, but the humidity helps seal the mask too. Besides having dry mouth. See, I haven't really had problems with the seal or with dry mouth. I've been doing it that way because I didn't feel anything different, you know. Christoph Batadid, never make public threats to kill somebody. God forbid they die under mysterious circumstances. I don't give a fuck. When it comes to my my castle, my home is my castle. You come in here, you do it at your own risk. Mad Mac, I bought myself an 8500 watt Jenny for Christmas when power goes out. And it's funny, just the night before this power outage, I didn't watch the whole video, but there was a video about somebody I don't know if they were selling it or just reviewing it, but this really cool, looked like a really cool little power generator. I just saw the very beginning. It's like where he goes, at some point, everyone's going to lose their power at some point or something like that. And so you need to have this handy dandy, home generator. And I don't think it was gas powered. I didn't really watch it, but I just remember seeing that. And then the next morning at 7:13 in the morning, my power went out. And believe me, as I was sitting here with no power, no fucking internet, which is the worst. And I was thinking, God, I wish I had that fucking generator right now. Mad Mac Rambo knife. Yeah, I have a knife. It's kind of like a Rambo knife. Trucker John, say also, Trucker John, careful with that sign. If someone breaks in, that can be considered premeditated. Know your laws. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. I will fucking kill any motherfucker who breaks into my fucking apartment. I'm on record. I'm going on record. You come in here, you will be killed by me. I don't play. When it comes to trespassing into my home, as far as I'm concerned, you are the fucking enemy, and I will do everything in my power to take your fucking life. Motherfucker. You break into my fucking house, be prepared to die. So, Graf, I literally rushed to the door and slammed it in her hand. I'm mid-thread, so I guess someone else had to break in. Big Dog Fafo, Trucker John's right. You fuck around and find out. I will go fucking what is it? What does the guy say in Pulp Fiction? Anyhow, yeah, I'll just go apeshit. I'll go fucking apeshit. I can be a very violent person. I know you see me, I'm all nice and lovable. I'm old, I got my white beard, my mustache. I can get fucking down. I can get down when it comes to it. And believe me, I'm old and I don't move as fast as I used to, but I would be getting, if someone broke in here, I'm sure all the adrenaline going through me, I would, for 30 seconds, I would probably feel like I'm 21 again. And believe me, that's all I need, 30 seconds to end you. Hey, Michael McAndrews is here. Good to see Michael. It says 2 guys broke down out front door, which was nailed shut, caused the dump. We were in charge the front to the side. They grabbed my buddy's rifle, which misfired and pushed his pregnant wife and stole TV. Wow. Anyhow, Vicky and everybody, I don't know what's going on with you guys. I don't know. Hey, look, I didn't read a lot of that shit. Look, if you're upset with something the House said or something, or whatever, hey, we're all entitled to our opinions. James Williams says Generac generators have worked well. Michael Andrews, then the police arrived and arrested my buddy and his wife for a pot plant. So yes, Trucker John, hearing me, premeditation is a crime, blah, 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 whatever, dude. All I'm saying is whoever tries to break in has been warned. Now, the thing is, if I'm not here, that, you know, and they just steal all my shit. And I've been broken into before, and believe me, and I've had probably tens of thousands of dollars worth of my stuff stolen, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Certainly high tens of thousands of dollars of my stuff stolen while I was out on the road. And it's not a nice feeling. It's not a good feeling. You feel so violated. And this was over 20 years ago, and I still feel just bringing that up makes me so fucking angry. And then someone, one of my neighbors, came over and we talked, and you know, the information they gave me led me to believe that it might have been this other neighbor who did it. And I remember the first thing I did is I called my brother and I said, "Get your guns and come bring them over." Fortunately, that was his voicemail, and I didn't actually talk to him. This is when we were still talking. This is back in 2012 or whatever. Or yeah, I think so. And I remember, so I got in my car, because we had, where I lived was big plots of land. So I drove around this thing. I went to that house, and that house had a big chain link fence, and they had a big lock on their fence. And I remember I was at the fence, grabbing the fence. I was yelling at that house, but it looked like no one was there. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. But I remember yelling out. I was like, "Get out of here! Come out here and face me, you motherfucker! Come out here!" I had no gun. I had no weapons. But I was just like grabbing their fence, and I was yelling at their house, telling, "You motherfuckers! I know it was you! I know it was you!" There was no cars in the driveway. It looked like it was empty, or looked like no one was there. I don't know. They moved, and I don't know if they were the ones that did it. I have no idea. Even, but I was so mad, and I'm not a gun person. I'm not for vigilante justice, but I was so fucking mad in that moment that if I had a gun, who knows what I would have done. Michael McAndrews, $10 super chat. John's new address fund. Thank you, Michael. You beat it, Michael. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you so much. Big Dog says, sounds like a good way to go. I also looked at dual fuel. Oh yeah, talking about the generators and stuff. Big Dog, I like the idea of them kicking in automatically. Oh yeah, lots about the generators. Big Notorious GRG, $9.99 for another new address fund. Thank you guys. You know, I wasn't fishing for these donations, but thank you so much. It always goes. It's always good for the show. Helps the show. Everything you do. These donations are great. Like, subscribe, share. Those are all great ways of helping to support the show and keep us going. Tom Bias, meek and humble. Keep your head down above the taters, below the corn. Chris Doug, I do not need to make verbal or written terroristic threats. I am a handgun owner and live in a very strict state. My statement will be made when, yeah. Well, see, I'm an emotional person, and I wear my emotions on my sleeves sometimes, and my sleeves are really short. Bobby C. Hey, Bobby C's here. It says sugar late again. Hello, Trucker John. Hello, Bobby C. Better late than never. Better late than never, I always say. Tom Bias says, I knew a kid whose last words were, if you don't pull the trigger, you're a pussy. He's dead. I guess Jupiter Judy's here. Hello, Jupiter Judy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us in the old driver's lounge. You just came in just in the nick of time to see me like threatening to murder people. So you don't see that every day. But I think it's justifiable. Someone breaks into your house. I think you at least can have those emotions. Invisible Riley says, I'm very disappointed in the invisible drink I had. I didn't work. I got caught shoplifting and people saw my comments. Mad Mac, damn man, that was pretty damn violent of a break-in for Michael Andrews. Yeah. Say I said, Trucker John, I'm on your sign. A sign like that will get you prejudged 100%. Defend yourself and your property. Advertising will get you in trouble. Just look. Oh, okay. I appreciate it. Say, I appreciate it. Okay, maybe I should change it to keep out, or I will give you a stern warning to get out. I will sternly recommend. Big Dog Ring camera is a great investment, and I do see a couple. I think Joy has one. I think a couple of them do have some type of either ring or some type of cameras. I should get that. I guess that would help. James Williams says, just remember not to take anything into a fight you don't want used against you. Jupiter, I'm sorry you're having problems. Yeah, well, we all have problems sometimes, I guess. Robert Perez says, hey, Johnny, have you applied for unemployment insurance while you're waiting for a response from Uber? No, I haven't. No. I don't know if I can get unemployment for being a 1099, like independent contractor. I guess it's worth a try, I guess. Mendy Nitrous is here. He says, oh, hell yes, you are entitled to have those emotions, TJ. Nick Rich says, take advantage of knowledge. Keep out of court. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll change the sign. I'm going to change the sign. Keep out, or I will give you a stern talking to. The Soulcraft, record the voice from The Exorcist versus Get Out. Big Dog says, this just in, appeals court said, fuck you to Trump, sentencing still on for Friday. But, let's not get all happy. I mean, Trump will not be sentenced to prison like that he deserves. He's going to get a slap on the wrist. He's not going to go to prison. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm wrong in a lot of shit that I say. Hopefully I will be wrong about that. But I think Mershon has already come out and said that he would, what they call it, discharge of things and the things, whatever it was no prison, no penalty, no fines. So, I don't know, but yeah, I think he should be sentenced, but I think he should be sentenced to fucking prison. I don't give a fuck if he's president or not. Stick his ass in prison and let him serve his fucking term in prison. Hey, what's all this talk about trespassers? People come in. You know what? If I'm here, you think Trucker John is all upset. You don't want to come in here if Tough Cookie's in here. It'll be all assholes and elbows and cookie crumbs from that point on. Yeah, you don't want that. Trespasser, motherfucker. Trespass on this. I'll fucking gobble you up, motherfucker. No fucking trespassing. What was Trucker John doing back there? What the hell? What was that all about? Yeah, trespass at your own risk, motherfucker. Tough Cookie will take care of it. Tough Cookie will fuck you up, motherfucker. Do not mess with the Tough Cookie. Yeah. And Tough Cookie don't just carry a little fucking baseball bat. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm carrying. because you don't want to know. Talk about premeditated. So, yeah, trespassers beware. Tough Cookie is going to be there. Yeah. Hey, all this talk, violence and guns and tasers and killing, and let's just take a breath. Take a deep breath. All right. Yes, I agree. The sign should probably be changed to something less, litigious, let's just say. Oops, where Trucker John popped in for a second there. Let's just, maybe we change the sign to something like, maybe something like, please stay out, because you don't want to see this purple beard get all in your face. Look at, I might be all nice and lovey, but you don't want to see, you don't want to get up in this. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Tough Cookie. I will open up a can of Kick-Ass if I have to. Is that what it's called? Kick-Ass? Whatever it's called. I will open that motherfucker. Excuse my French. And it'll be on like Donkey Kong, as someone once said. A wise man once said. But yeah, we're not feeling so safe here anymore. I think, we'll be looking for other digs, as they say. For some new digs. I don't know. Might take a while, though. I got to get back. Trucker John's got to get back to work. Because me and Tough Cookie, we're relying on him. We're basically living off of Trucker John. So, yeah, we got to get him out there, get him back to work, and then they can get it, hopefully, into a better place with better security. Because I'm not feeling so safe right now. But, hey, but between the three of us, Tough Cookie, me, and Trucker John, I guess we can handle it. Yes, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. Anyhow, guys, just take care. Everyone, I just want to pop in and say hi, and we'll be okay. We'll be all right. I'll try to keep Trucker John from going on a murdering spree. I'll try my best at that. Sometimes you just gotta, you gotta talk him down. He gets a little riled up. He gets riled up. Understandably so. I understand it. But, but we're on high alert. We're on high alert here, so we'll be all right. Don't worry, we'll be all right. It's gonna be okay. So everything will be all right. I think I had the same thing Trucker John has. I got the runny nose and everything. Something must be going around. All right, so I just wanted to say hi. All right, so there's. I got Purple Beard Guy and Tough Cookie in my corner. So, a can of whoop ass. Yes, that's what it is. What did I say? Or what did Paul say? A can of kick ass? Paul? Kick ass? Really? A can of kick ass? Really? That's not the saying. Oh, he says he didn't know. Anyhow, Chris Doug says, now I have to go to Trader Joe's for cookies. Roxanne says, bye, guys. We'll be putting it into this real quick here. Been going on quite a bit. So today's Tuesday, right? Today is Tuesday. So we'll be back on Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, as we do. And then also Thursday afternoon, we do a little House Sparks pre-show hangout. I hope you guys mend whatever differences you might have regarding House Sparks, but hopefully we'll be back on Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then, of course, Saturdays we do an 11 a.m. House Sparks after show hangout. So that's the scheduled stuff. Hit that notification bell because I might do some impromptus here and there. Who knows? I always threaten to do that. It seems like I never really do, but maybe I will. And we'll just see. Hopefully you guys hang in there. We're getting closer and closer to, the 20th and the fucking Orange Menace. Let's hang in there. Let's hang together. So we don't hang separately or whatever. But, we'll get through it. We'll get through this thing I've got going with my security issues, we'll get through Trump. We'll get through it all. We will not be denied. I don't know. Anyhow, thanks everyone so much for all the love, the super chats, super stickers. Thanks everybody for doing that. Michael McAndrews and Seha and Mike H. I know I'm going to leave somebody out non-useful. Thanks for the gifted memberships and all that. And thanks for everyone who just watches and chats and who shares the show, gets the show out there. So hopefully we can just keep the show going. Let's break the record. I think for 2024, I think we got about almost 2,500 new subscribers, which is an all-time record for the Trucker John Show. Let's break that record in 2025. Maybe we can get 3,000 this year. I don't know. We'll see. But let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do this. And look, hey, Adrian. Let's do this. And yeah, thanks everybody. I'm just looking at the chats. Everyone's saying goodbye. And but just remember, we got the 20th coming up, and I just got this Trump thing. Just remember, just little words of wisdom here about that. You guys just.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire. Shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. No holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free.